Hi. Samantha was just showing me this bracelet that her friend made.
Hello. Yes, she's recently started her own business and I'm helping her promote her product.
In today's documentary, we meet two other entrepreneurs who have started new companies, which we often call startups.
You'll hear different ways to talk about the money you need for a startup. For example, capital, finance or a loan.
Try to answer this question as you watch. What aspects of starting a business are challenging?
Have you ever dreamed of owning your own business? Maybe you have a business idea that no one has seen before. So how do you begin setting up a new business, and what can you do to ensure its success? We meet two successful entrepreneurs and discover how they turn their business ideas into reality. James Ryan runs a business that supplies and fits lights that save money and are environmentally friendly. He tells us when he first came up with the idea for Lightspace LED.
I came up with the idea for LED lighting installation and design many years ago. It wasn't until I was actually made redundant 3 years ago that I decided now is a better time than ever to give the business a go. I was put onto a business advice team called Blue Orchid through the Job Centre. Blue Orchid helped me with my business plan to put together a business plan that was ready to go forward to a financing company to see if we could get the startup loan, the initial capital we needed to start the business going. They did.
Lisa Watson runs a very different type of business. Her company makes traditionally made blankets called quilts. Lisa tells us about her business and how she started up.
When I graduated, I went into arts and education, and I decided that I wanted actually to set up and start my own business. So the challenges about setting up your own business is really about making sure you've got all the balls juggling in the air, and you've got the attention to detail, from writing your business plan to sorting out your finances, to thinking about marketing, to using social media.
Around 400,000 new businesses are started in the UK every year. However, around 50% of these startups fail within 3 years.
So I got the concept of the idea.
Paul Ward works for Blue Orchid.
Hello, you all right?
They provide free business support for new startups around the UK and help them find business loans.
Right. Okay, thank you.
One of the most common problems that people face in the first 12 months of starting a business is cash flow. It's having a full understanding of what cash is coming in and out of the business. People can assume it's very difficult to find support for businesses from a financial perspective in this country. And whilst it can be hard, it's not impossible.
James has had his business for 3 years. This is one of the most critical periods for a business.
Getting the finance after being made redundant was probably my biggest challenge. It will probably be a few more years before we totally break even once we've paid the business loan off. Having said that, if a bigger job comes along, we might be able to clear that quicker, so fingers crossed.
Lisa's company is doing very well. In the last year, she's expanded her business and hopes to open her own factory soon.
In the new year, I will be looking to finance my quilt business so I can continue to expand, and finding the right appropriate body to finance me. And luckily in the Northwest, there's quite a few government bodies, so it's a question of doing a bit of research and talking to people and then putting an application in and hopefully being successful.
Despite the challenges and difficulties of starting your own business, entrepreneurship is still very popular in the UK.
I believe entrepreneurship is good for the economy because it creates competitiveness, which is good for everybody. It'll stimulate the economy.
Given the opportunity, I would do it over again. I think it's one of the most exciting decisions I've made. Very scary, and it still is, but I'm thoroughly enjoying the process of running my own business. It's great. I love it.
Wow! 50% of startups fail within the first 3 years. Starting a business is risky.
Did you answer the question? What aspects of starting a business are challenging?
So the challenges about setting up your own business is really about making sure you've got all the balls juggling in the air and you've got the attention to detail, from writing your business plan to sorting out your finances, to thinking about marketing, to using social media.
One of the most common problems that people face in the first 12 months of starting a business is cash flow.
Lisa talked about a business plan, finance, marketing and social media.
Paul mentioned cash flow. This is the money that comes in and goes out of a company.
Let's hear from our international friends about starting a business in their country. We asked them, is it easy to set up a business in your country?
It's very easy to set up a business in America. America values entrepreneurship.
I think it is very easy to set up a business in South Africa. The government has identified that small businesses are a good sector for market growth, so they are concentrating on helping small businesses get off the ground.
Setting up a business in Jamaica is pretty much the same as everywhere else. The problem is first finding the capital. Once you have that, it's having a proper plan and getting the proper permissions and filling in the proper paperwork.
It's easy to say that you want to set up a business in India than to do in India, because it's a tedious market. It's highly complex, and the things you have to face, you wouldn't have imagined, mostly bureaucratic. I've read somewhere that it takes 33 days to open a business in India, but only takes 10 days to close a business.
In England, it's, I think, quite easy to set up a business. There's a lot of support from the government. There are hubs, workshops you can go to, talks on funding. So I think we're really encouraged to set up businesses. It's something, in a newspaper you'll find an article just telling you how to do it. If you look on the internet, there'll be people that you can speak to. It's really encouraged.
The Englishwoman talked about hubs. These are places where people get together to learn and network.
The South African talked about getting businesses off the ground, which means to get something started.
It's time to rejoin Aidan in That's Ireland. He's still in the capital city of Dublin.
As you watch, try to answer this question. What type of products are produced in Ireland?
Hello and welcome back to That's Ireland. Today we're in Dublin again, but this time we're going to find out a bit more about the commercial side of the city. This is Molly Malone. Now she is one of Dublin's most famous traders. She went round the streets selling her cockles and mussels. You might have heard the famous Dublin song. In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone, as she wheeled her wheelbarrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. I'm on Grafton Street. This is Dublin's main pedestrian shopping street. Ireland has some world-class commercial brands, and some of these can be found right here on Grafton Street. This is Butler's, my favourite chocolate shop. It was founded in 1932 by Marion Butler, who wanted to create little moments of happiness. Today her chocolates are sold all over the world. This is Bewley's Cafe. Samuel Bewley was the first person to import tea into Ireland at a time when tea drinking was not that common. He was able to change the taste of a whole nation, making Bewley's tea a household name in Ireland. There's no doubt that Ireland's best known brand is this one, Guinness. So I've come to the Guinness Storehouse to learn a little bit more about the iconic drink, or food as it's sometimes considered. This former fermentation plant has been adapted to tell the history of Guinness beer or stout. The story is told through various interactive exhibition areas that cover everything from the ingredients and the brewing process to to the transport and advertising of Ireland's most identifiable brand. The design of the building is in the shape of a pint glass of Guinness, with the trademark creamy collar on top, represented by the 360-degree gravity bar and its fantastic views of the city. The Guinness Storehouse gets over 1 million visitors every year, and I've met one of them. This is Steve. Hi, Steve.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Steve, what is your favourite part about your tour here at the Guinness Storehouse?
My favourite part was in the first stage, the waterfall, and I love the gravity bar you can see all over Dublin, and of course the free Guinness. Yeah.
This is where you get your free pint of Guinness.
Yeah.
Do you like Guinness?
I love Guinness.
Good man, Steve. Well, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
So there is an art in pulling a good pint of Guinness, and I want to learn. And Aaron here is going to teach me. Hello, Aaron.
Hi, Aidan.
Good
Welcome.
Thank you.
So to start off, firstly, I'm going to give you your glass. So this is your first step in crafting a perfect pint.
Okay.
Okay. Step number 2 is your angle. Using the golden harp, aim it directly under the end of the nozzle in front. Okay. This gives you 45 degrees. Step 3, you're going to pull the tap in front of you all the way down towards you.
Okay. How is that? Did I pass?
Looking pretty good. So you'll notice that you presented it with the Guinness and harp facing forward and everything, which means that having done the 6 steps, we can present you with your own certificate of crafting a perfect pint of Guinness.
Well, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
I'm going to test you now. Sláinte.
Sláinte.
Lovely. Next time we're going to be travelling north to the Boyne Valley. I'll see you there. Sláinte. Cheers.
I never knew there was a Guinness storehouse and that it's in the shape of a Guinness glass.
Yes. Let's take a look at our question. What type of products are produced in Ireland?
This is Butler's, my favourite chocolate shop. It was founded in 1932 by Marion Butler. Samuel Bewley was the first person to import tea into Ireland. This former fermentation plant has been adapted to tell the history of Guinness beer or stout.
So, some of the things Ireland produces are chocolate, tea and, of course, beer, also known as stout.
Well, I know where I'm going on my next holiday.
Well, it's time to say goodbye now. See you next time.
Bye-bye.